All right, Raiders fans, buckle up because we're diving deep into the latest developments surrounding our Las Vegas Raiders. And there's a lot to unpack after that major win against the New York Giants. This victory was more than just a game. It felt like a statement. Raider Nation is moving in a direction that is setting the stage for the 2026 NFL Draft. And let me tell you, the energy around this team has shifted dramatically. Coming off a tough season, any spark of optimism feels monumental. And yesterday, after watching the Raiders secure that win, it became crystal clear that this team is primed for some significant changes. Overreaction Monday is in full swing, and we are breaking down the three most important topics following the Week 17 matchup against the Giants. We're talking about just-win moments, developments that give us hope, and the kind of news that makes you proud to be part of Raider Nation. Now, first things first, there is a lot of confusion floating around about draft positions and the strength of schedule calculations. Initially, it seemed like the Raiders were locked into a top 2 pick for next year's draft, and that seemed like the only certainty in a season filled with questions. However, following the results from Week 17, the scenario has changed slightly. The Raiders are no longer guaranteed a top 2 pick, but the good news is that a top 3 pick is absolutely secure. This is a win for Raider fans, a reason to feel excited, and something that we can all celebrate. It's a moment to be a part of a franchise that, despite the struggles of the season, has positioned itself for potential long-term success. As we look ahead to the upcoming week, there's a lot of strategy and rooting guidance that Raider fans need to be aware of. The NFL draft order is influenced by several variables, including team records, tiebreakers, and strength of schedule. At the moment, the Raiders hold the number 1 slot, followed by the Giants at number 2, the Jets at number 3, the Titans at 4, and the Cardinals at 5. The intricate numbers, such as the Raiders' 0.542 record, the Jets' 0.548, and the Giants' 0.531, come into play when discussing potential outcomes. If the Raiders were to lose to the Kansas City Chiefs, the number 1 overall pick is secured without question. Conversely, if the Raiders manage to beat the Chiefs and the Giants lose to the Cowboys, there could be shifts in the top pick placement. However, due to the strength of schedule calculations, the Raiders are still projected to have an approximately 80% chance of claiming the number 1 overall pick, up from around 40% just last week. This is a massive improvement, and it reflects the dynamic and sometimes unpredictable nature of NFL draft math. Moving on, let's talk about the human side of this equation. The coaches, the players, and the leadership decisions that define a franchise. Pete Carroll's tenure as head coach has been under the microscope for a while now. Despite his legendary status and long career, there is no denying that the current Raiders team has faced significant challenges under his guidance. The performance on the field this season has been among the worst in the franchise's history, culminating in a 1-13 record heading into Week 17. From blowout losses to a lack of consistency in offensive production, it has been a rough season for Raider fans to endure. Carroll's public statements about communication and team cohesion have been a recurring theme, but when a team is losing by 24 points or more and dealing with a prolonged losing streak, words alone can only carry so much weight. Behind the scenes, however, there appears to be a push from some members of ownership to consider moving in a different direction. Reports indicate that at least 2 owners are prepared to part ways with Carroll, signaling that change may be imminent. These internal dynamics are critical to understanding the decisions being made regarding player management and season strategy. For instance, resting key players like Max Crosby, Brock Purdy, and Jeremy Chinn is not solely a coaching decision, but reflects the influence of front office priorities and the long-term vision for the team. Another major topic is the quarterback situation, specifically Geno Smith. His time with the Raiders appears to be nearing its end, and this is a development that Raider fans should follow closely. Smith's performance this season has been subpar, with 17 interceptions, 19 touchdowns, and just over 3,000 passing yards. These numbers highlight the struggles faced by the offense and the challenges of maintaining momentum with inconsistent quarterback play. Smith's recent ankle sprain means he will miss the next game against the Kansas City Chiefs, opening the door for Kenny Pickett to take the field. This change has the potential to shift the team's dynamics and give fans a glimpse of what the future might hold under new leadership at quarterback. Looking at the bigger picture, the Raiders' front office is likely to make decisive moves in the offseason, including potentially trading or releasing Smith. The financial aspects of his contract further complicate the situation, but the overarching theme is clear. The Raiders are preparing for a fresh start, and Smith's departure is part of the plan to reset the franchise's trajectory. Meanwhile, fan engagement remains as passionate as ever. Raider Nation continues to show its support through online interactions, live streams, and community engagement. The energy of fans celebrating just-win moments, rallying around the team, and actively participating in discussions about draft strategy and player performance is unparalleled. These interactions not only reflect the dedication of Raider supporters, but also underscore the collective identity of Raider Nation. The shared excitement over securing a top-3 draft pick, combined with anticipation for potential coaching changes and quarterback adjustments, fuels a sense of ownership and connection among fans. In essence, this is a community united by resilience, hope, and a shared vision for the future. As we look ahead to the offseason, the sense of anticipation is palpable. The NFL offseason is always a critical time for evaluation, strategy, and roster adjustments. But for the Raiders, this period promises to be especially dramatic. There are key decisions to be made, including draft selections, coaching staff evaluations, and roster management. Fans are encouraged to stay engaged, follow the unfolding developments, and participate in discussions about the direction of the team. The combination of strategic moves, player transitions, and organizational decisions will define the trajectory of the franchise for years to come. For Raider Nation, the upcoming months are not just about waiting for the next season. They're about shaping the future, witnessing pivotal changes, and celebrating moments that signal progress, even amidst the challenges of the present. This entire narrative, filled with wins, potential shakeups, and strategic insights, creates an environment where fans feel informed, engaged, and connected. The Raiders' journey through the season, coupled with the detailed analysis of draft implications, coaching dynamics, and player developments, paints a vivid picture of a franchise at a crossroads, navigating the complex landscape of professional football with both challenges and opportunities ahead. The season's conclusion and the ensuing offseason are moments that will test the resilience of Raider Nation, but also provide reasons for hope, excitement, and investment in the team's future trajectory. The conversations around Pete Carroll, Geno Smith, and the draft order highlight the multifaceted nature of the sport, where strategy, performance, and fan engagement intersect in compelling ways. For example, the intricacies of strength of schedule calculations and tiebreakers, though technical, become part of the narrative that fans live and breathe. Understanding these elements not only enhances fan experience, but also empowers supporters to participate in informed discussions and predictions. It turns every game, every loss, and every strategic decision into a meaningful piece of the larger story that defines the Raiders' season and sets the stage for what is to come. This period in Raiders' history is a convergence of the old and the new, of legacy and transformation. Legendary figures like Pete Carroll are juxtaposed with emerging players and new strategies, highlighting the tension between tradition and evolution. Decisions regarding key players, draft positioning, and coaching leadership are not just about the present season, but about shaping the identity and competitiveness of the franchise for years to come. Raider fans, therefore, find themselves in a position of active engagement, observing, analyzing, and anticipating the moves that will define the team's future. The significance of a top-3 draft pick cannot be overstated. It offers the franchise a chance to secure foundational talent that could transform the team's prospects, address critical gaps, and lay the groundwork for sustained success. For fans, it is both a point of optimism and a symbol of the opportunities that arise from a challenging season. This context underscores why Overreaction Monday and the detailed breakdown of standings, draft scenarios, and player performance is not just entertainment, but essential information for anyone invested in the Raiders' journey. All right, Raiders fans, as we continue diving into the aftermath of the Week 17 showdown and everything that comes with it, it's impossible to ignore the massive implications for the team's roster, draft positioning, and overall identity. After the Giants game, one of the most pressing topics is undoubtedly the quarterback situation. Geno Smith's tenure with the Silver and Black is coming to an end, and it's something Raider Nation has been anticipating for a while. His performance this season, culminating in 17 interceptions, 19 touchdowns, and just over 3,000 passing yards, paints a clear picture of why the front office is ready to move in a different direction. The injury he suffered during the game against the Giants, a sprain to his ankle, ensures that he will miss the upcoming matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs, which means Kenny Pickett will be taking the reins. This transition, while challenging, is necessary for the franchise to start rebuilding and to assess who can lead this team effectively moving forward. The focus now shifts to what decisions the Raiders will make in the offseason regarding Smith, whether through a trade, release, or restructuring, and how these choices will impact the overall roster and salary cap. Beyond the quarterback position, the coaching situation is equally critical. Pete Carroll's time with the Raiders appears to be nearing its conclusion. While his career has been legendary, it is evident that this Raiders team is underperforming in ways that cannot be overlooked. The communication, which Carroll frequently mentions as a positive, has not translated into victories. The 1-13 record, coupled with a lack of competitiveness in several games, signals that change at the coaching level is imminent. Insider sources suggest that at least 2 members of the ownership group are ready to part ways with Carroll, and the recent roster decisions, including resting key starters, align more with front office directives than a coach fighting to save his position. This suggests a strategic, forward-looking approach by ownership, focusing on long-term success rather than short-term fixes. The offseason will likely bring significant shifts in leadership, with new coaching perspectives aimed at reshaping the culture and performance of the team. Fan engagement remains at an all-time high, and Raider Nation continues to prove why it is one of the most passionate fan bases in the NFL. From live-stream interactions to active participation in online communities, fans are more involved than ever in analyzing draft scenarios, discussing player performance, and debating strategic decisions. The sense of unity among fans, combined with the collective anticipation for off-season moves, creates an environment where every victory, loss, or decision carries extra weight. The excitement over securing a top 3 draft pick, alongside the potential changes in leadership and quarterback position, has galvanized the fan base, reinforcing the unique identity of Raider Nation as both fiercely loyal and strategically engaged. The upcoming offseason promises to be one of the most transformative periods in recent Raiders history. Key decisions regarding draft selections, coaching staff evaluations, and player transactions will shape the trajectory of the franchise for years to come. The combination of securing high draft capital, potential coaching changes, and quarterback reassessment provide a roadmap for rebuilding. Fans should pay close attention to the nuances of draft strategy, understanding how the top picks can address immediate needs while also laying the foundation for sustained success. The intricacies of strength of schedule calculations, tiebreakers, and draft order are not just statistics. They are critical factors that determine the opportunities available to the franchise and ultimately influence the future of Raider Nation. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The NFL landscape is buzzing with whispers that sound almost too bold to be true. Around league circles, an audacious rumor is gaining traction. The Las Vegas Raiders are allegedly positioning themselves for a stunning agreement involving Patrick Mahomes, a move that would instantly redefine the balance of power in professional football. While no official confirmation exists, the mere possibility has sent executives, players, and fans into a frenzy of speculation. According to sources close to the situation, the Raiders' front office has been unusually active, quietly exploring scenarios that would have been unthinkable not long ago. The idea of Mahomes wearing silver and black feels surreal, yet insiders suggest that complex negotiations, creative financial structures, and long-term strategic planning could be part of a grand vision. If such an agreement were to materialize, it would likely stand as one of the most dramatic quarterback shifts in league history. Supporters of the rumor point to the Raiders' desire for a transformative figure, someone capable of instantly elevating the franchise's global profile and competitive ambitions. Mahomes, widely regarded as a generational talent, fits that description perfectly. Skeptics, however, argue that the obstacles remain enormous, ranging from contractual challenges to the sheer shock such a move would send through the league's established order. Still, speculation persists that this is more than idle chatter. The Raiders have never shied away from bold statements, and a gamble of this magnitude would align with a franchise eager to reclaim relevance on the biggest stage. For now, the story lives in the realm of rumor, fueled by whispers and what-ifs, but its impact is undeniable. Even the suggestion of Patrick Mahomes in a Raiders uniform is enough to remind everyone that, in the NFL, the unimaginable can sometimes be just one deal away. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.